Hey, what's up, everybody? What it do, what it does, what it be like? This is Mr. BENSON, kinda sorta back on 30 Living. It's been so long, man. It's been a minute. I believe the last time we had contact was sometime in May last year, 2023. And boy, speaking of 2023, man, 2023 was a beast. I can tell you it kicked my behind. It was a rough year for me and a lot of other people. Yeah, but we survived. We are in 2024 now. God is good, right? Yeah, and I hope you guys are having a great start to the year. I hope the new year is treating you well. Despite whatever is happening around the world. A lot of crazy happening around the world, man. That's why I felt like I needed to get back on the mic tonight, and I don't know. Yeah, a lot's happening. These are just my thoughts. I really have nothing planned. But yeah, we all know this crazy story. About 3 months ago. 3 months last week, actually. We all know this story. This guy, Kevin, murdered Maggie and left her body in the parking garage at Logan Airport and fled the country. Yeah, it's a crazy, wild story. So apparently, 3 months ago, October 30th, I believe it was a Monday, right? The day before Halloween, right? So, according to reports from our family, so Maggie got out of, used to get out of work around 11. So she got out at work, she got out at 11, and as her custom was, she was supposed to go home, but she never showed up. She never got home. So apparently she met up with Kevin that night, and they were dating. We came to find out, and apparently she was meeting up with him that night after work to break up with him. But the breakup didn't go so well. Because obviously we know he ended up killing Maggie that night. Like within a couple of hours of getting off work, Maggie was dead. Right? Yeah. And I gotta tell you that this guy, cold-blooded, heartless. First of all, you really have to kind of put yourself in that situation. So, according to police, cell phone towers picked up Maggie's cell phone in Chelsea and Lowell on the 30th of October. They were talking about this on Halloween, the 31st. They say the day before, so which is the 30th, right? That night. So we obviously like do not know what transpired once they met. Like what words were exchanged, what she said, what he said. I mean, all we know is, he murdered her, he killed her. That's all we know. And we don't know if it was in Chelsea or Lowell. But what I do know is after killing her, if he wasn't home already, he drove home with her body in the passenger seat. Just think about that for a second, right? Driving, she's dead. The body is right there in the passenger. So he drives to his house or whatever. If they weren't in Lowell, because he lived in Lowell, Massachusetts. Um, you know, buys a flight ticket. Now this is the wee hours of the morning, the 31st, Halloween, right? Because she left work at 11. So between then and midnight, or maybe 1 o'clock, maybe that's when she died. Or, we don't know the exact time. But in a few hours, he was buying a flight ticket. So he bought his flight ticket, got his passport, right? And now listen to this. And drove to Logan Airport, which is about a 45 minute drive from Lowell. And he drove with Maggie's body in the car, like right next to him. Heartless. Heartless. Drives to Logan, parks in the garage, leaves our body, man. Leaves our body. And he gets on a flight and got away. And Maggie's body wouldn't be found up until 2 days later, which was more than enough time for this guy to make his escape safely, right? But, so obviously they found Maggie's body, and the police said there were obvious signs of death. And, for police to say that, it had to be pretty bad. And it was pretty bad. Because a couple of weeks later, it was Maggie's funeral. I went to Maggie's funeral. And her wake as well, which was the day before. Her wake was open casket. And you could see, you yeah, man, this guy was vicious, man. He was vicious, barbaric. Like even Mexican cartels are not that barbaric. Like, I mean, the funeral home did a great job with makeup and the stitching. But, first of all, you could tell that, like, her nose had fallen off. Like, stitches. Just stitched her nose back up. And obviously, there, the other stab wounds that we couldn't see on her neck because she was covered, and on her side. But her face was, they did a good job though. That's why a lot of people are so passionate that this guy faces justice. Yeah, nobody deserves to go out like that. I wouldn't even wish that on my worst enemy. Nobody deserves to go out like that. But anyway, this guy, he was on the run. And on the run for 3 months, up until a week ago, a little over a week ago, on the 30th of January. Actually, 3 months, 90 days to the day. All right. 90 days to the day. And I don't know if he's just extremely stupid or he has the biggest ego on the planet that he thought it would be a good idea to go clubbing in the capital city of Kenya on a Monday night, knowing for damn well that he is wanted for murder. Like he is wanted all over the planet. He's a fugitive. Like the audacity to think that you are that invincible. Mm, really? Beats me. It beats me. But anyway, he went out clubbing last week on Monday. Bruh, this story is wild. And someone tipped off the cops, and they arrested him right there in the club. He got arrested. He was arrested, and let me emphasize the word was. He was arrested. He was in custody. He was in handcuffs. You know, even appeared the next morning before a judge. You know, and the judge was like, I believe it's because he denounced his U.S. citizenship that, that he be detained for 30 days, you know, awaiting extradition. But anyway, he was arrested in custody up until tonight, last night. We're talking about, I couldn't go to sleep. It's like, early hours of the morning here. So this is like hours ago. Yeah. So, so they're saying he escaped. They're saying he was meeting up with his lawyer, and we're assuming the lawyer came to the police station where he was being held, right? Like it only makes sense. And first of all, anyway, yeah. So he was meeting up with his lawyer and made the escape. How? How? Like we need answers. Like how? Because first of all, he's a flight risk, right? A fugitive on the run. So every time he leaves his cell, he should be shackled, not just handcuffed, shackled. His feet should be shackled. Okay? And he should have been under constant supervision. You know? They're saying he escaped. If he's in the police station, there are cops there. So he ran for the door and nobody decided to chase after him? Or were the cops too slow to catch him? He's not that fit. He is not that fit. I mean, you know? And then, so, ran for the door, got outside, and there was a matatu, a car, conveniently outside waiting, conveniently there, got in and got away. How? How? I get it. Let me tell you something. It's not incompetence. I've heard some very crazy cases where Kenyan police cracked these wild cases. I'm like, how? But they cracked them. It's not because of incompetence that he got away. They're not incompetent. They are not incompetent. No, it's not incompetence. It's corruption. It's greed and the love of money. love of money. You know those words that were spoken 2 years ago, 2,000 years ago? I mean, the love of money is the root of all evil. They still stand true today. Yeah, money somehow exchanged hands, and someone threw morality out the window and let this guy go. Can you believe that? Like this person, whoever it is, or these people, whoever they are just as guilty as this guy is. Just as guilty. Heartless. Heartless. Oh, and by the way, the U.S. Marshals are responsible for extraditions uh, to the U.S. from foreign countries. So when extraditions are happening, the U.S. Marshals are the ones that are responsible for those extraditions to the U.S. from foreign countries. So from the night he was arrested, this guy should have been under constant supervision from the U.S. Marshals. Why he wasn't beats me. You know, now I understand why people believe in conspiracy theories, man. Like, this is bullshit. But yeah, that's the current state of affairs. Got away. He had been caught. The next 48 hours, they don't get him. He's gone. He's gone. He is gone. He is too smart to cross the border. He's not getting out of the country. He is staying in Nairobi, but he's going to stay hidden for a very long time. For a very long time. And whoever got bribed, I really hope they don't enjoy that money. I really hope they don't enjoy whatever promises were made. But anyway, crazy. Continue praying for Maggie's family, man. Can you imagine what they're going through? You know, for 3 agonizing months. Don't know what happened. Got questions. Crazy questions. They don't have the answers to. And then a slight sigh of relief happens. This guy gets arrested. And now come to find out he got away. Just put yourself in their shoes, man. I would lose my mind. Man, I would lose my mind. Oh, I would find this guy myself. Oh yeah, they would never find the body. Can I show you that? But I think there's a bigger conversation that needs to be had. And I don't know if it's just Kenya or if other African countries are experiencing this. It's like there's been a rise, you know, violence against women. Like women are dying in staggering numbers at the hands of men. You know, I know there are people who are gonna say, people who have been saying, "Oh yeah, women kill men too." Hey, cut the crap. That's not what we're talking about right now. Okay, you know, because there's been a rise. Because around the same time that Maggie was murdered, someone showed me a video. And when they told me the story at first, I was like, no, a Kenyan man, ran over his wife. I was like, what? Was it an accident? Did he back up by accident? What happened? And then I saw the video. Like, this guy. So the wife was running away. This woman, apparently the wife, was running away on the lawn, not on the street. So this guy, he's in his car, drives onto the lawn and runs her over, backs up again, right on top of her, and drives forward again. Shit, man. Just wow. And then like a month ago, we had another crazy story. A Kenyan man, was he a doctor? I don't know. So he comes to the US about a month or two ago. I forget. And tries to hire a hitman to kill his wife. What kind of crap is that? What kind of crap is that? Well, obviously he got arrested. He's in. I believe he's gonna be in for a very long time. But I don't know who or where or when this conversation needs to take place, but it needs to take place. I don't know who needs to have it, but we need to have this conversation. And men, we need to start holding other men accountable. And holding other men accountable means before they commit a crime. You know, we all make mistakes. We've all made mistakes, but you gotta rise above it. You gotta rise above it. And what do I mean by holding other men accountable? This is what I mean. I had a friend. No, he wasn't a friend. Looking back, we were not really friends. But at the time, I thought we were friends. Called him a brother, actually. But he said some wild things. A couple of occasions. There was a time that he said we were hanging out, like a group of friends were hanging out, and he says, "I am an equal opportunity offender. If a woman hits me, I'm the type that hits back." I'm like, what? That's wild to say out loud. First of all, and second of all, I do understand the need to protect yourself, self-defense. I get that. But for you to say that, nah, you do that on a regular. But I thought he was my friend, so I'm like, what? Okay, that's wild. Never said anything. And then there was another time we were hanging out, and he said another the craziest thing, one of the craziest things that I've ever heard a friend say. He said that he had been having this dream, this premonition, this recurring dream that he was going to get stabbed by a woman. He said, I've been having this premonition that I am going to get stabbed by a woman. And I was like, what? First of all, I do not want that kind of energy around me. So I'm like, dude, what the heck are you saying? Don't say that. Do not manifest, such things. Don't say that. Don't say that. Thought he was my friend, so I'm like, why would you say that? But now come to think of it, what I should have asked was, what would make a woman want to stab you? What would make a woman want to stab you? That is a question I should have asked. I should have, that's holding another man accountable. That's what I mean. That's the question I should have asked, but I did not ask. I failed. And a year ago, last week, this same person ended up physically assaulting a person who was very close to me. Yeah. Yeah, so that's something I regret. But, you know, ended up getting a restraining order and everything. Went to court. Heard everything, the test, anything. But that's a story for another day. But yeah, man, we gotta start doing that. We gotta start holding other men accountable when we hear them say certain things that really make your ears just perk up. Say something. You gotta say something. You know, you know. When it comes to terrorism, they say you see some, you say some. So when we see some or hear some, we gotta say some. Yeah, yeah. Otherwise, I don't know where we're headed. We're headed in a very dangerous direction. Yeah, and for the ladies, you know, like if you're gonna break up, you do not feel like you have to break up with a guy in person. Do it over text. Okay, your life is much more important. Okay, like you ain't gotta go to his house. You ain't gotta meet up with him. If it's over, it's over. Send him a text. If you need to block him. Okay, period. Done. Move on. And for the guys, man, I really don't get it. Like just because someone doesn't want you now, they don't deserve to live anymore. I really don't get that. I do not understand it. Like we gotta check our egos, man. We gotta check our egos. But anyway, those are my thoughts. I gotta go get some sleep now. Why? I feel it coming. I can go to sleep. Uh, yeah, it's probably like 4 in the morning right now. Yeah. So I hope this guy gets caught. Hopefully in the next 48 hours. Because if not, then man, he's gonna stay hidden for a very long time. Yeah, I really hope his ego comes out to party again and does something stupid. You know, uh, yeah. But anyway, hope you have a good rest of the week. And as I always used to say, which is, now that I think about it, uh, it's more important now than I ever said it before. Peace in the Middle East.